All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTube preppers. It is Prepping Outside the Box. I am Josh, and today we are going to talk about layering your preps. And I'll get into a little more information. Right before I do, if you don't mind, go over there, like, share, subscribe to the channel, whatever it is. It helps me grow, and I truly appreciate it. So, layering your preps. As preppers, we should never, or we never, put all of our stuff, all of our eggs in one basket. We never rely on just one thing. We always layer our preps. We go outside and we make sure we have multiple ways, right, to accomplish the same task. And when I say layer your preps, I'm saying at least do things in threes, right? It's almost a primary, alternate, and emergency way, okay? But 3 ways to accomplish the same task. So you want to consider all these, whether you're bugging in or bugging out. They will change a little bit. Things are fluid. You have to be able to improvise, adapt, and overcome. But we will jump into it. So water, and I'll use some of my own examples as well. I have stored water, which is my first layer. I've got life straws and filters and things like that, and our go bags for me and the wife and the kids, which is, second layer. And then third layer, I've got ways to purify water, like tablets and things like that. So I'm trying to make sure, water being the most important, that we are able to drink water that is clean, right? All of these things that I'm going to be talking about, some of them, maybe not all of them, can also be layered. So for food, as an example, food storage. You could have long-term food storage like the rice and beans in Mylar bags and things like that. You could have your canning that you've done for your food storage. You could have just your year, 2-year supply stuff that's canned goods or whatever that you buy. You could have your immediate food that you buy usually for 3 days at a time or whatever. Usually people have a 3-day supply of food in their home, which is normal grocery buying, right? So you can layer everything. But for me, I've got my long-term food storage. Gardening, we have a garden, so it's another layer we have. Obviously things can change, but you've got hunting, fishing, trapping, which is a 3-layer tier in the same layer, right? And then you've got foraging, which I think is extremely valuable. And before you just sit there and think you can go out and pick berries, there are things that are poisonous. I grew up learning that from a poisonous mulberry tree and a regular mulberry tree, right? But know what you're looking for, and when you're looking for it, know the value of it, right? So if you're foraging, make sure you know what benefit it's going to give you nutrition-wise or whatever like that, right? It'll help you out in the future. So going on, security. You've got your outer, inner, and your interior. What I mean by that is basically your outer's your FAR. So it's what you've done for your security-wise to help alert you or prevent intruders, things like that. Way out, right? Maybe as far as you can see from your windows or whatever it is, your bunker, right? Then you've got your inner, which is going to be immediately around your bug-in location, whether it be your home or wherever you move to. You got your inner, and then your interior, which is basically if someone came inside, what you have for security. So again, layered. You've got, for the security side, your little pew-pew, right? Whatever type of firearm you decided to use for personal security for you and your family. You've got maybe blades, some kind of up close and personal self-protection, and then possibly chemicals like bear spray or something like that that can be used as another means of security, right? So layering your personal security like that too. Another thing is imagination can make almost anything a weapon. I just wanted to throw that in there because just because you don't have maybe a really nice blade, you can make a weapon out of just about anything with enough ingenuity, right? All right, going on, medical. First of all, knowledge is key, right? And it's going to be needed, so get training, all that kind of stuff. But you have your personal life facts, your little individual first aid kits. You've got skills like bushcraft. You got the medical herbal remedy knowledge and things like that you could obtain, which is another level. And obviously medics, corpsmen, and things like that maybe you have as a part of your group, your team, whatever it is, that can share the knowledge with them, right, among each other. Because what good is knowing something if you don't share the information, right? Another one we're going to jump into will be comms. So you've got your radios, whether it be ham, mobile, scanners, whatever you're going to have, but your radio communication, they'll break down. You'd have signals. So signals can be smoke, they can be chem lights, they can be mirrors. It depends on if you're marking yourself, marking something else, or whatever it is. That goes into your individual plans that you have with you and yours, right? But signals, and layer those too. So radio signals, and then you have nighttime, right? Things are gonna change from day to night. So maybe it's your communication with light, your communication with brevity codes, whether it be calm and still, easy moving, or running, passing codes, or whatever it is, depending on what's going on. Signals, like a whistle or something like that. There's different ways to communicate, right? When you can't see the person necessarily. Light, going back, it could be IR. Maybe you guys are lucky enough to have nods and things like that and communicate where it's not so out in the open. It's a little more subtle. Another thing though, I have done a video on it in the past. It's having a PACE plan, which is your layers, right? It's 4 layers actually: your primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency, right? Contingency and emergency, but it's your PACE plan. So make sure you develop that. Go back in the video if you want to see any more information about it. The last thing I want to say, after we've already done water, food, security, medical, comms, is going to be one that I am not the one to ask about this. This is not my area of expertise whatsoever. There are some people out there that are very smart with this and can help you out a lot more. And I guarantee you know who they are, but finances. So it's still something right now that you got to consider. I know I like to go way down the line. I like to be like, you're already, a year or two into SHTF and this is the new life and all that kind of stuff. I like to plan that way, but for finances, some of it kind of goes down that route and some doesn't. I'm assuming things like physical gold and silver, having portfolios, so you're diversified, and cash, right? So you've got a layered system for your finances too. A huge thing in prepping also, and I'll just throw it in there, it's not really part of your layers, it could be actually in a way for your finances, is get rid of your debt, right? If you don't have debt, you owe nothing to nobody, right? And you're not held back by anything, right? So get rid of your debt. Anyways, touching back, water, food, security, medical, comms. I know you could do the same thing for like clothing and stuff, but those are the topics I wanted to hit and get you to get in your mind to layer your things in at least 3s, have 3 ways, or the 3 ways to accomplish the same task and be better prepared, right? So until tomorrow, it's Prepping Outside the Box. I'm Josh. I'll see you then.